Uh, I have no idea how to start this. Um, I think the picture says on the screen with the sad Pepe frog. Um, we got a big scandal on our hands with this SSC Tatara. Did it really do this speed? We don't know. Kind of have to give it a little bit, okay? It just came out today. We gotta wait for SSC to come out and say, hey, you know what, this is fake, or we'll do a rerun. I'd like to see a rerun just for the fun of it. Let's just be honest. There's a lot of speculation and a lot of, uh, you know, kind of going at it with some maps, with some, I think where the setting is. There's a lot of speculation here, but I think let me voice my opinions before we all go nuts about this, because you know it's sad if you to go that far to have a world-renowned driver say that. I mean, it's gonna hurt his reputation, not just yours. It's gonna hurt his as well. I mean, it's really gonna hurt his, especially since he's still saying it went 331. So let's talk about it. We have Shmi's the best example. He's obviously shown between all of us what if it's fake or not. He's definitely shown a lot of good evidence for it, and there's a lot of good evidence for it. Of course, there's a lot of evidence against it, but let's just go with what's good about his. He uses a lot of math and a lot of show by side-by-side comparison with the Koenigsegg RS that did that in what 2017, I believe, with the 277.9 miles an hour, I believe. It's just the top of my head. And he goes on to explain that from the same kind of area that it's almost impossible for the SSC to go way faster at the point that the Koenigsegg did. And there's going to be a couple points to go against that. One, the Koenigsegg run was done a couple years ago. This is done in 2020. The roads could be better. The temperature could be different. The wind could be different. There's a lot of speculation. Now, they did the both runs. The one against the wind was 301. One with the wind was, what, 311, which doesn't come out to 316. I don't think. If I did the average, where's I think here, if you did 301 plus 311, it's 306 miles an hour average, which is still impressive. And I think it's more impressive that it's done on a public road. Okay? The thing with Bugattis, it was done at their own private test track. It could have definitely been unforged. It could have been definitely, staged a little bit. But, Bugattis happened last year, and no one questioned that. And I think it's good to question things. It's how my philosophy is. It's always good to question things. I think it's important to question. Wow, 331 miles an hour? That's insane. For a production car with stock tires, how is that possible? And that's another thing. The tires. Stock Michelin tires? I thought the tires couldn't go that fast. Remember the Chiron was limited to 268 because the tires, if it went so fast, it'd explode? Although the same Michelin tires did 304, so kind of have to question that one a little bit. Um, See, there's also a difference with aerodynamics. The problem with the Chiron, it looks like a little brick a little bit. I mean, it's not a complete brick like a big giant Kia Soul, but it's definitely a brick nevertheless. It's not very, like, it doesn't look like an arrow like the Tintara here is. Actually, I can bring up a picture. of it. Oh, I'll just it's over here. That's the picture. Now if I went to go bring up the Chiron, which I'll do now, I'll show you what I mean. Up an image here, up. That's not it. Image here. Let's do that. Open up him here. Okay. I can bring this up and we can both kind of, compare images here. Not the best comparison in the world, but, it'll do. See, you can see my pointer, so that's good. You can see how it's kind of more like a arrow. This is kind of like a brick. See, the problem with air, it's so low to the ground, and it's so, like, very small in height, because, well, the Chiron's meant for bigger people, and I mean taller people, because people can afford that. Afford the 2.9 million according to Car and Driver here, where I got this picture from. And you can tell that it's not as low as the tire here in this picture, and it's not as small either in height. It's not that short. That's the best way of explaining it. So when the air is just hitting it, yes, there are grills, and I'm sure that the air travels through. It goes down to this section here, and then go over the car, and all that stuff. It's meant to be aerodynamic because you can't just have a brick go 304, obviously. But the thing is, it's still hitting it and then going up. With this, it kind of flows better. So I'm sure the 331 probably could have been done, maybe with the wind, which in that case, which always helps. If you have it with the wind, that's even better. You can go against the wind, which means the wind's blowing this way instead of blowing behind you, because the wind will give you that extra thrust that you need to make that thing. If you're going against it, it's not going to be as good. So that's always a possibility. The also thing with the wings here on the back, it's like these little spigots. See, with the Bugatti, it will raise up a little bit. You got the two bars in the front. It kind of just destroys the airflow a little bit, kind of separates it. With this, the air kind of travels in, and it'll go over, and it'll be more fluid and stuff. So if you're traveling against the wind, it would just kind of travel and funnel in, which creates a lot of drag behind the car, which makes it, when you go slow, it goes to that 301. Now when you're going with the wind, we'll just push that way, and it'll just, of course, get all that, all that extra thrust, which will get you to that top speed. Also, the difference could be with the wheels, how the wheels are different, how the air under the vents is flown to. See, with the Senna, the air goes through the little air vents and it goes to the brakes, it cools the brakes, it cools the tires, it goes over the tires. It's all for aerodynamics. So that's always a possibility. Another possibility, the Bugatti only makes 1500 horsepower. Now I guess that's another thing that SSC needs to provide us. Dyno numbers. Now dyno numbers aren't going to be as accurate as the performance figures, but they gotta be close. How else would you get the numbers in the first place? But the Bugatti has 1500 horsepower. So to do 304 is a very good top speed for the 1500. Plus this thing also weighs a ton, which is why I call it a brick. Brick weighs a ton, as you would think. Or, like my English literature book, that thing also weighs like a ton. So think of it as a Bugatti. So you gotta get a lot of power to push this thing. So I think if they were able to get more power out of that W16, it would have gone way faster. I think that's just my opinion. So, I don't know. I think, like I said with the tires, it could have been different. The also other thing, I do remember when James May did the Veyron, and he was the fastest man in the world until, that Koenigsegg driver and all that stuff. But at the time, he was the fastest driver because he took it, well, except for the test driver, yeah, he took it faster. But, that's besides the point. He's the fastest non-professional driver. Let's go say that. He's not a professional. He doesn't race professionally, or he's not being testing Bugattis and Chirons, or Bugattis and Koenigsegg's 24 hours a day. He reviews it. He's a reviewer. He's a journalist, not a professional. So you can say that can also do some leeway there. You got these two cars. This car with the 304 with the Bugatti is supposedly confirmed as the fastest car. No one questioned it, so I guess it's a concern. I guess that's fine then, no one could question it. See, with this one though, the SSC, people are questioning it. 331 is an insane top speed. I think mine top speed was 250. I did that in a modified car, so it wasn't even a production car. Can't even say that. So, the thing with the SSC is we gotta wait. You can't just assume that everything, oh, some facts that come out, oh, it's gotta be true, right? That's not how the internet works. We're not 6-year-olds on Facebook seeing a link and saying, oh, that's true. Facebook doesn't lie to me. No, we gotta consider it, you gotta question it. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm questioning all the facts that we have now. The fact that the SSC is doing about 280 at the time, and that's its top speed, which is more than likely. It's probably possible. And even then, that's still a blistering fast time. So the fact that we're all questioning it, just give it some time. I'm glad this is all coming out, but I don't want to cause a war. Like, what's a war? I guess Mustangs and Camaros, that's not really a war, but, I guess PlayStation and Xbox, where we just keep going at each other. I like the car. If I had the money, I'd buy the car. Actually, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably kill myself in that. Yeah, never mind. But, if I had a ton of money, maybe I would, just to have it. But, we just can't assume immediately that when we see a bunch of speculations that, oh, that's true, nothing else can't be true. But we also can't assume that this is also true. Now, they had video proof of it, so you can't just say they came out with a tweet saying 331s. They have video proof. It's easy to fake videos, of course, as we know. The, the speedometer could have been sped up too, because that was pretty quick. When it got to 200, it looked like he was like kind of half throttling it, because it took forever to get to 200, and then it went flew off, like VTEC kicked in or something like that. That's insane. So I immediately questioned that. I was like, wow, this thing goes so quick. That's really hard to do. I don't know any other production car that goes 200 to 300. There's only a limited few there. It goes 200 to, let's say, 280 that quickly. So you gotta assume that. Um, but yeah, that's my opinions. Now, again, like I said, I am not a professional. I'm not an expert on aerodynamics. I've been studying it for about 2 years. That's kind of like a hobby. The thing is being a semi-professional driver. I think aerodynamics is quite important to everyone. It's important to anyone, actually. You really should know how your car travels through the wind. It also can improve fuel economy if your car is not a brick, aka a Kia Soul, or a G-Wagon, or anything else that looks like a brick. Those aren't very aerodynamic, as we all know. So yes, when you build a top speed car, you gotta make sure the tires can handle it, which is obviously a big question. Like I said here, let me open up Twitter here so we can all see this. I'm in See, the thing is, don't mind me, this is all just, see, this is 13 hours ago. It came out about, like, what, 5? I can actually go and let's scroll up here. Now we got new tweets here. Um, this, Toto's Autos, 40 minutes ago has been posted. He posts this link on Autoblog. When he, before he tweeted, researched and realized, oh, this could be fake, let me not post it, because you're hurting your reputation here. Top Gear did it. I mean, so many people did it. I I don't think I made a video on it actually, which is good at this point. Didn't do that, although, let's go that. But he posted again twice. This guy posts 49 minutes ago. Posts 3:16. Well, that's going here. See, here's the clip. Here with Shmi, I'm not going to take away from it by playing it. You can look that up on your own. See, but this guy makes a great point. David here. Great mathematical breakdown by Shmi150 with the fuzzy numbers of hitting 331 and average of 316 both ways by CSS North America on the same road that Koenigsegg did years ago. And then he posts the link. Well, here's the thing. That was done years ago. I think in 2017 off my, top of my head. It could have been resurfaced. See, the thing with doing it on a public road is because there's bumps, there's a lot of things that you gotta avoid. It could have been resurfaced just a couple times. It looked pretty new when I saw it in the video. It looked pretty new. It looked pretty well surfaced, so it could have been done that. Which, if it was resurfaced for the top speed run, I don't think that's fair either. I think then Koenigsegg should give it a shot on the same surface. Now that's just me. So he makes a good point here, but see this again with that. If it's, they just need to come out with it. We gotta wait until they come out with a see, but this guy an hour ago makes the same post. See, there's of course a lot of people doing this. I don't know what this says, so it says new record though, so that's what I can read. A lot of people are tweeting Matt at the Smokin' Tire, which is fair. He knows a lot about this stuff. This guy Enzo here, which I've been reading some of his tweets about it. But he says 10 from 10 video on Shmi. To be honest, the SSC world record top speed run has been proven fake by what, 2 people? Shmi and Life Apollo, just 2 people. That's not enough. So you can't just, this guy is what I'm talking about. You can't just go to a link on Twitter or Reddit or anything and just immediately assume that's true. Anything else fake, that's true. It's the internet. Everything's correct on the internet. So you can't just assume that. So, and we also don't have proven fact that it was in the 280s. We don't know that. It could have been 200 for all we know. Let's just be honest. So, you can't just also assume that. So we gotta wait. We gotta wait for either a public apology or public announcement from the company. Wait for more info. Either someone who actually has a credible background in the field. I'm not saying Shmi is a terrible credit or he's terrible. He's got terrible credibility. I love his videos. Videos are great, and I think he knows a lot about the industry. As Life Apollos, he is a journalist after all. You kind of gotta know what you're talking about. So they're not bad credit. They're not bad they have terrible reputation or all that. They definitely don't have that, but I think we just need more info. So I'm glad we're talking about this. It's definitely a good thing to talk about, but let's just not go straight to assuming that this is true and everything else is false. Okay? So that's the tweet that I was trying to say. Beginning, it's always good to see, says because he's done it. This guy just believes he's done it, so, it's true. See, but this is the exact same clips. We have no one else proving, and Martin explains it perfectly. It's a conspiracy theory. It's not been proven true, just like aliens or Area 51. It's not been proven true, but there's a lot of conspiracies. So that's what it is at now. It's not proven fact, it's not anything, it's just a conspiracy theory. Once we all get through that, then we'll be better off. See, so, but this guy faked. That means it's proven. Hasn't been proven. It's been speculated and conspiracized, but it's not been actually confirmed. Let's wait until it's been confirmed. Math proves a lot of things. Video sometimes proves a lot of things as it can be edited pretty easily. But if it was edited, we should be able to see it. Like the best people that know how to edit, which I'm not one of them because I don't edit at all, should be able to see if it was edited. We can see. See, those numbers climb pretty quickly, but there's a lot of numbers that can climb that quickly. At that top speed, maybe. Now they're also talking about the gearbox. That's possible. There's always new technology coming out to hit these speeds, so you can't always just assume that. So you gotta remember that from 2017 to 2020, a lot has changed in car technology, car software. Everything has changed. It's a changing world. You can't just assume that from, let's say, 2000 to 2016 has been the same. Obviously not. We got a lot of technological advancements. So we just gotta remember that. You can't just immediately assume that that's the reason. A lot of people are gonna hurt their credibility with posting these. So, you know, Forbes Life, see? 7 hours. If this comes back to haunt them, they're gonna be screwed. So, you know, you just you just gotta not assume things and prove it. See, Top Gear. Top Gear did it. Can exclusively reveal that it hit a new production car. What if it comes out to be fake? What's Top Gear gonna do? I mean, it's already hurting that no one wants to watch it. I mean, I like Chris Harris, but you can't have a cricket player and everything else just come at you. You can't have that. But that's besides the point. We can go that on another topic. But it's gonna hurt the reputation. You gotta remember. See, this explains it perfectly. The top speed, it's just that. You know, you gotta just remember that you can't just assume. I think that's a life lesson. Just don't assume. Once we get that through it, we can just stop assuming. So, thought I'd like to just point my point here, just to put out my own opinions and upload it.